To better understand the significance of the contributions made to the worldwide banjo community by Hub NITSCHE, his family, and the Banjo newsletter, one must begin by reflecting on the culture and technology of the early 1970s. Bluegrass had become mainstream, creating an insatiable demand for banjo information and instruction in a pre-internet musical world. Videos were non-existent, workshops were a thing of the future, and the only readily available instruction book was Pete Seeger's How to Play the Five-String Banjo. Into this environment entered Hub NITSCHE, who recognized the gaping hole in the world of banjo enlightenment and filled it with the Banjo newsletter. A musical offspring of the post-World War II folk music revival, Hub NITSCHE began playing the five-string banjo during what he liked to call the folk 60s. When Earl Scruggs' lightning three-finger style of picking was evolving into the sound of the banjo in the 1960s, Hub desired to learn to play that style as well, but encountered the same lack of teaching resources that countless other aspiring banjoists were experiencing. Employing his sensibility as a school librarian, Hub NITSCHE began his quest to help others by organizing all the known contacts in the banjo world into one list and offering that list for sale as a mimeograph publication called the Banjo Clearinghouse. Although the musical notation style known as tablature originated in the 1300s, when its value as a teaching tool for the banjo became apparent, Hub NITSCHE became one of its leading proponents. Modifying his IBM Selectric typewriter to produce tablature, Hub started a Tab of the Month subscription club in 1973, expanding that concept to create an encompassing publication which included banjo-related tips, gossip, contacts, and of course tablature. In November of 1973, the Banjo newsletter was born. Quitting their day jobs, Hub and his wife Nancy spent the remainder of their lives fulfilling the simple ideals of sharing banjo information with others, which were the basis for Banjo newsletter. From the beginning, Hub felt it important to represent all types of banjo playing within the pages of his publication. While there has been traditionally a gulf between bluegrass and old-time clawhammer banjoists, Hub not only wanted to include those styles, but other types of banjo playing as well. To that end, over the years, notable banjo players and educators, including Greg Cahill, Alan Mundy, Murphy Henry, Pete Wernick, Dan Levinson, Roger Simonoff, Bob Carlin, Bill Evans, and many others have all been regular contributors to the Banjo newsletter. Such banjo diversity is also represented by the artists, educators, manufacturers, and promoters whose stories have been featured in the pages of Banjo newsletter. From legendary banjo pioneers to up-and-coming trendsetters, the readers of Banjo newsletter have been consistently inspired by the in-depth banjo-centric stories which likely would have not appeared in any other publication. The impact of Hub NITSCHE's brainchild was honored shortly before his death in 1992 when he was named Print Media Person of the Year by the International Bluegrass Music Association. Following his sad passing, NITSCHE's legacy was carried on by his family when sons Donald and Spencer took over the publication of the Banjo newsletter, while Nancy focused her efforts on establishing the Maryland Banjo Academy, a prototypical banjo camp which has inspired numerous similar educational gatherings around the country. Like the mother of invention, Hub NITSCHE saw a need and filled it. After 45 years of continuous publication, seeing over 200 contributors result in more than 500 individual issues, the Banjo newsletter continues to be the gold standard in educating, enlightening, and entertaining banjo players and enthusiasts from around the world.